You're on mute.
Got it. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a beautiful meditation this evening. Now, let us get into the wisdom session. Thank you so much, Brunalini, for sharing that recap of what we were doing previously. So, just last week, I'll briefly go through that and then we'll jump into today's session. So, week two, we talked about unhelpful patterns or the triggers, what will kind of throws out of our track, like our like a particular time we follow certain habits, or maybe our emotions play with us and just get us into, if we are tired or maybe going through some negative emotions, that time that will help us to fall into some negative habits as well. And then some people, maybe some group of people, or even our energy levels when they are low, that time also we might find ourselves into some negative patterns. So we talked about all those triggers. Now today, let us talk about how do we design our habits, or what habits we will create, and what are the practices we'll use for those things. And also finally, we will talk about how do these habits shape our purpose or shape our identity, like a bigger picture, how that happens. And that also we'll see today. So first, we will talk about how do we create these habits. So I'm going to share maybe three tools or three concepts that we can use in order to create these habits. So first thing is understanding small habits matter. That is my first thing. And then second thing is habit stacking. I'll share what it is all about. It's really fun. And then a third thing is creating that environment around us in order for that will help us to cultivate these habits. So those are the 3 points what I'm going to share with you all to create the habits. So now first thing is why small habits matter. Of course, right? Because for example, we might be seeing at a bigger picture. Maybe I want to run a marathon and by end of this year, or I want to write a book, or I want to finish that painting, or maybe I want to give some speeches in a set of environment or something like that, or anything, any goal you take, they're big, they're huge. But in order to achieve that, if for example, I ran few marathons, but when I started, I didn't started, obviously no one will start with all those 15 miles or 20 miles run, something like that, right? We'll start with maybe 1 mile around our neighborhood, and then slowly build our energies and build our stamina, things like that, and learn things on the go, all that as well. So that's why whatever is your bigger picture or whatever is that big action you are planning to take, dissect it into smaller things. So as I mentioned about some small, as I mentioned about some examples, if we are working towards maybe these kind of races, or maybe to lose weight, 20 pounds or 30 pounds, whatever is there in our list, in order to do that, what is that small actions, or where do I see myself in 6 months, first of all, and then coming back to 3 months, then coming back to maybe 1 month, and maybe a week, and maybe a day. So like that, when you cut it back, when you work backwards of your major goal, you will get your habit, what you need to cultivate today in order to achieve that goal in maybe 6 months or 1 year of time. So sometimes we don't give that much importance to these daily actions or daily small habits, but we always keep our eyes on the bigger picture, and sometimes we might get restless, that no, I'm not making any progress or things like that. No, consistent actions, if we can take consistently every single day, or maybe bi-weekly, whatever routine or whatever schedule you have set it up, definitely you will see the progress. So our success lies in that small habits, practicing them consistently in whichever way works for us. That is my first thing in creating those habits. Now, second thing is I talked about something called habit stacking, right? So that is very, very simple and very easy to include it in our daily schedule as well. For example, for me, I used to think like my mornings are very, very stressful. I mean, most of the mornings for everybody, whoever are working and things like that, we get up, then we have to rush into multiple things, take care of at home, and then drive to work, and all that so much stress, right? But I wanted my mornings to be little calmer, little peaceful. So I created that kind of a structure. As soon as I get up, maybe after my brushing my teeth or whatever, or even before, as soon as I just get up in my sleepy state itself, I'll go and sit in one corner of my room or maybe in a different room, but I'll just give myself a 5 minutes of just a calm time. That's all. No agenda, nothing like no meditation, no pranayama, or no thinking of my coming up my day, planning my day, nothing of whatsoever. Just I want that 5 or 10 minutes of time, just to be there, just to be and observe. So I stacked it with my brushing my teeth or before or after, something like that. So like that, if we can combine, maybe in the afternoon, once I come back from home, once I have my tea, something else I'll do. I read 5 minutes, or I'll talk with one of my friend, or anybody. I'll just chat with someone, anything, whatever you would like to do. First of all, note them down, and then see some opportunities in your day to day where you can mix them with something else, where you can combine them together. So it's like a two things in one go, something like that, right? So that is what I try to do in mine. Like my evenings, most of the time I mean, these were the days. I mean, right now I'm doing it, but a year or two it took for me in order to build those practices. So evenings I practice yoga. For no matter what, I come back home, at least 4 or 5 days in a week I practice yoga, asanas, and I created a small abbreviation for that. I'll do asana, then maybe a little bit of meditation and pranayama. What do you call it, like AMP or PAM, something like that, to remember myself. Okay, where is my PAM or where is my AMP, something like that. And also I want to do something like a spiritual thing, like read Bhagavad Gita, or read something, whatever you want to read. So all those four go next to each other for me. So I practice little bit of asana, then sit down on my mat and I read some little bit spirituality. Then I do my pranayama and end it with meditation practice. So those four things, they just go next to each other. Even if it is simple 4 minutes, also doesn't matter. But time don't factor for me. For me, what factors is sometimes maybe days I might have spent there 40 minutes or maybe beyond an hour. Still I have some time or I want to do, so I'll keep doing it how much ever long I want. But that is not my goal. I won't set that like, oh, I need to do 1 hour. Then we are setting ourselves for failure, right? So because when we set an expectation, and if we don't fulfill that, or if we don't achieve that, then again we'll become restless, and then that negative emotions of getting upset with ourselves. And then whenever we step out of that room and go and meet other people in our family, or maybe again in food dinner preparation, something will goes wrong. So it's a loop effect, like, something it didn't work, and then it will have that kind of effect on other things also. So no expectation whatsoever. So I go with the least. Always I go with the least. Today I'm going to do maybe 4 minutes. That's all. 4 minutes. If I can grab myself to that mat for 4 minutes, there is no end. It could be 40 minutes, or it could be more than an hour or two, whatever it is. So make it small. First thing is make it so small that you don't even need to think about it. Like, if you want to do 5 minutes of meditation every single day, maybe make it 30 seconds. I will start with 30 seconds. So for 30 seconds we don't need any strong willpower or something resistance, nothing like that, right? We can easily, as good as drinking water, like that, we can just start doing it. So make it very small and consistent. When I say not every single day, again, that is again setting ourselves for failure, because sometimes things go differently, so we might not be able to do it. Then our mind will say, oh, you want to do it every day but you didn't do it. So again, it's a it's a expectation failure there. So whatever works for you, if you think like, no, maybe in a week I'll do 3 times for 30 seconds my meditation, that's it. End of the week, when you do that 3 times 30 seconds, you are a winner. And you will get into that habit of that will motivate you, make you feel good, and that good will make you feel much bigger things like that. So first thing was my making that small tiny habits consistently. Second thing is that this is stacking, like combining them together, whatever matters to you. For me, maybe different. Your list could be different, but combine them together. And then third thing is creating that environment. So for example, for me, it's not big, like as soon as I get up, I make my bed and then I'll just go and sit on that corner chair. I keep it, the chair is not, like some clothes are there on it or nothing like that. I keep it open. I keep it space. The space is available for me, so I can just go and sit there and do my 5 minutes of just being be. Then maybe in the evening, I'll keep my mat open as soon as I come back from work. I just keep that mat open there and then go and do my other things. But by the time I come back, I know my mat is waiting there, and I need to come back and do those things. So like that, whatever you plan to do, create that environment, that will help you. That will help you for doing it. Like if you want to drink, for example, 8 glasses of water or maybe warm water, so making that a jug in the right in the kitchen table so that you can see there. Or fill that water bottle and keep it like 8 bottles, for example. So when even previously when I wanted to do, I wanted to drink maybe 64 O's or maybe little bit more than that, 96 or whatever, I bought two or three of those 32 O's bottles. 3 bottles filled and kept ready in the morning itself for me, so that I can get into that habit. Because I saw myself, afternoon, one bottle is done, but then I don't have that energy to go and fill again. I used to think, okay, that's fine, I'll do in the evening or I'll do in the night. So these type of things is what not demotivate, I would say, take us out of our track. So keep it simple, keep it combined, keep it fun, and also get that environment ready so that you can just keep following those habits, or creating those habits. So that is my topic, one of the topics what I wanted to do. Now, next thing what I wanted to cover finally in this session is, how do these habits shape our purpose or shape our life. So habits do shape our identity. What we become is, I know it is all about our thoughts, but also our habits, what we do in each and every single day, isn't it? Even if we look back into our life, whatever we are today is because of our habits. Like we must have cultivated some positive things, but also along with that, some negative things as well. So everything, both positive and negative, whatever it is, whatever we are today, it is because of our habits. So tomorrow, for example, after 5 years, if I want to be a different person, like I want to achieve something, I want to become someone, then where it needs to change? It needs to change today. It needs to change today, not tomorrow, not after 6 months, not after 1 year. So see that big picture, what you want to become. Today, maybe April 1st or something second or whatever. So by end of this year, what is it I'm looking forward to? Lose that 3 pounds, 5 pounds, or maybe I want to create an habit of enjoying the nature. I want to spend more time. Summer is coming, so I want to go on maybe early morning walks or maybe late evening walks, or maybe I want to learn cycling or maybe swimming or whatever it is. Look into it. Look into it. Your next 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, 9 months maybe next for this year. So that is our identity. Like I want to become some so and so, and that identity is built with the habits what we do today. So there also I want to share again 3 things. One is that awareness, that understanding that habits shape our identity, and second thing is confidence comes from action. We always think like maybe I'm not that confident, I might not be able to do it, I will not be able to do it. But no, taking those small actions, that will give us confidence. And then staying consistent with them, and also building those systems, building that accountability partners or friends who will be able to keep you accountable on achieving those things. So if I can go in a little detail about these concepts also. So whatever it is, every action, whatever you want to do, think about it. First of all, plan it a little bit ahead. And if you want to, like, for example, if for example, if I'm doing those walks every single day, why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Because I want to be healthy, or maybe I'm working towards maybe a different goal. So having that understanding of why am I doing this, tying it to that big picture will help us to be on the track. That is what I want to share about the identity. And then making those systems, taking that actions every single day, no matter what. I won't derail, or I won't. I mean, basically selecting that your routine, whatever works for you, and taking those actions will help you to lead to that final goal, or whatever we want to reach. So those are all the things, friends, that I wanted to share with you all. So in this series, we talked about mainly whole parts. What we talked about is four topics. One is, first one, we understood habits shape our life. So we understood that simple loop of habit loop, like there is a cue, and then there is a routine, and then there is a reward. If I'm eating a bag of chips, maybe the cue was, I'm tired. I really need that bag of chips now, or maybe that piece of cake now, and my reward is feeling good for myself. So that if you can if you can realize that loop, it works for both positive as well as negative. For example, I want to feel more motivated, or I want to feel very good, then maybe I'll just go for a nice walk. First I thought just 10 minutes walk, but then I ended up with like 35 minutes or 40 minutes of walk. I feel like top of the world, isn't it? So again, there what happened? Cue, then you did a action, and then there was a reward. So that is what we understood in the first one. And then second session, we talked about all those triggers, like what will derail us, like emotions, energy, people, time, environment, things like that. And now in today's session, we talked about how do we create those habits. So it's all about small tiny habits consistently. And second thing is stacking them like two or three together, so that you can just complete them in one go. And then creating that environment, like if I want to get up early in the morning, then maybe or maybe if I want to work out in the morning, I'll keep my working clothes next to me. Or if I want to read a book, then keep that book next to me, so that no distractions will happen. So whatever it is, creating that environment. If I want to eat healthy, I won't get unhealthy food into the home. Then that will help us not to eat. So those kind of things, if we can start doing them, then it will help us to keep on the track with whatever habits we want to create. And then last but not least is, all this is tying to our big purpose or big identity. Like end of the year, or maybe in 2 3 years, if I want to become someone, that someone starts today with you, with whatever actions you take in current day. So that is what I wanted to share with you all, and that is the way I want to bring it all together. So friends, I'll now open it to all of you, whoever are here. If you would like to share something which you are already working on, which you want to reach, and what habits you're following for that, or if any, what do you call it, like distractions are happening, then if I can share some light on them, if I went through similar experience, what I did in order to overcome them, I'm more than happy to share. Or if you have any success stories, that also we want to hear, so that we can learn from each other as well.